Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave, episode 6. Today I'm going to be talking about a new addition to my man cave. It's the Colecovision Flashback. Now, I've been kind of debating on getting one of these things for a while. I've seen it in the store, I've seen some of the ads on YouTube and stuff from other reviewers, and it kind of piqued my interest. And I actually was really hoping to get the Intellivision one because it's my favorite system. But and I remember in the past always passing up on the Atari ones. I've thought about it, and you know, the Atari ones, I had all those games that they offered. It just didn't seem worth it to me. I was like, you know, I'd rather just play my real Atari. But the ColecoVision is a different system. You know, it's harder to get games for it, for me anyways. I only have a little handful of them, and the system itself, it's rather large, and there's not too many around out there, and I didn't want to really keep, you know, hooking it up and then watching it, you know, the wires start to deteriorate on me or whatever, because it would really be hard to find replacement parts for it. So I thought about it, and I'm like, well, this might actually be cool. The Intellivision one would be awesome as well, even though I do have the Intellivision, I do have all the games for it, but I thought, let's just give this guy a shot. You know, what's the worst that can happen? Hopefully this thing works. I mean, I just bought it, and so it's kind of brand new. The only thing that I really not too thrilled about, I guess there's got to be a reason, probably licensing, is it's missing my favorite ones, Donkey Kong Jr. These two games here were probably the main reason why I wanted to get a ColecoVision when it was out a long time ago. It's because this Donkey Kong port is actually pretty good. Compared to the Intellivision one, this is real Donkey Kong in my opinion. The Donkey Kong Jr., the same. I mean, the Intellivision Donkey Kong Jr. is cool too, and the graphics aren't too bad. But these were, and there was another one. There was the Smurfs game and stuff like that I always thought was nice when I was a kid. Venture, and you know, there's a few more. But obviously these are like Nintendo products. They're you know, they probably couldn't include it in this. Probably for licensing reasons. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be in another. Maybe it'll be a Coleco Flashback 2 or something like that. But anyways, let's see what's in here and just kind of go on what I see here. Of course, you get a manual. Yes. I don't think that this is probably necessary. It's probably got it's got some games in there, so that's pretty cool. It tells you about the games. That might actually be helpful. There's 60 games on this thing, so chances are I haven't played a huge fraction of them. This is nice. The power bar is not even half the size. I mean, it's. Let me show you a real ColecoVision power bar over here, in case you haven't seen one. Look at the size of that. This thing's a brick. This is tiny, and it's light. This is heavy. I mean, I can kill someone with this. I mean, it's huge, and you know, it's got all the wires and stuff. It's heavy duty, and that's how a lot of the systems were, I guess, in the day when they had the external power bars. Like I remember even the Commodore 64 always having to deal with the big block. Of course, the Atari 5200 has a giant brick for a power converter. So you know, it's expected in these older systems, and you know, I wouldn't expect a system like today to come so bulky. Anyways, let's look at now. This is teeny tiny as well. It's very light. It feels light plastic. Hopefully, it's a little more durable than it feels. And again, let's compare this to the original. This is the original. It's the real one, anyways. And this is quite heavy and heavy duty. Controllers are quite, you know, they're solid. It's solid built, and I think that this system should be able to last for quite a long time. You know, given that the parts don't fail inside. But I mean, the body and the shell, like this thing's it's from the 80s, and it looks, you know, almost brand new. And so let's just put that down right now. That's getting a little heavy, but. Let's just take a look at this again. It's nice. I mean, they kept the same design. It's got those ridges. The buttons are a little different, and it's got the 9-pin ports, which I've heard that the controllers, these ones here, even though they are almost identical to the original controllers, are not compatible. So, I mean, that's kind of weird. But you know, it's a different company. I mean, this isn't Coleco product. This is At Games, I think they're called, or AT. I don't know if it's At or AT. Someone can correct me on that one. And then we have the overlays, which I actually, as a child, didn't even know Coleco had these. I didn't have a ColecoVision, but I had a friend that did, and I didn't know that they had overlays. Like, I knew the controllers kind of looked like an Intellivision controller, but like I didn't know you can actually slide and insert into the original ones. So this is kind of cool that it has. There's not many here. It looks like there's only a small assortment of games that actually need these, and so and that's fine though, because I always felt it was kind of a bummer when you had to always look for these little things for the Intellivision just to play a game, right? And a lot of the best like arcade games like Donkey Kong, you don't need that. So you know what's the difference? And of course it hooks up the RCA cables. There's no HDMI or anything like that. Nothing fancy. You don't need to use the coaxial piece to stick into the back, like you know, going back to my old friend here. You know, it has the actual coaxial import, and of course the channel selector, which you're not going to need for this either, because that's video. So I can imagine that the system, it probably plays pretty well, and probably looks identical to the original games. But you know, we can always just try it out and see what happens and compare it. Okay, so as you can see, I have the Atari 2600 there. I have my Intellivision. Now I know what you're thinking, it's all kind of messed up and taped up and stuff, but this is just the shell that I'm using. I actually have the better shell put away. That this I just kind of use it almost like my little beater Intellivision, just like when you have a beater car. Now we're over here to the Flashback. Look at the size difference. I mean, that's your Intellivision right there. And that's a little Flashback guy, little tiny guy. So let's go and get this thing hooked up and to my nice little Sony and see how these games look. Alrighty then, we're all plugged in and let's see what happens here. Colecovision Flashback. Nice. Okay, so yes, one thing to also note, which possibly a lot of people already know, is that these things don't have cartridges. And you cannot put a cartridge into them either. There's no cartridge slot at all. They don't really design these things that way. They design these things for people who maybe had one of these things a long time ago, don't want to go and track down an old system and try and figure out how to rig it up to their new TV and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, these things were designed as just like, they call them a plug-and-play system. So, you kind of just go through the menu here, I guess, and look for what game you want to play. I don't know, these are all fun games, but let's find one that I'm used to. Oh. Venture. I love that game. So let's see how it looks. I mean, so far it looks authentic to me. It looks like I'm playing my real ColecoVision. Kind of impressed. Even has that nice delay for the title screen. Now the one thing I don't know is if this is actually just emulating or if this is actually using the real ROMs. I think it's emulating. Most of them are. But wow, the controller on this thing is really loose too. If you play a real ColecoVision controller, it's very tight. So I'm kind of not used to that. It feels a little bit wiggly. Yeah. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same idea. And the buttons too. The buttons on this thing feel kind of weird. Like when you look at the buttons, it does. These things are a little bit, feels almost like rubbery. And the original buttons are a little bit more plasticky feeling. But this is actually pretty cool. I mean, I could see the advantage of having something like this is if I ever go anywhere, I can always just take this with me, and if there's a TV, I could plug it in, and I'm ready to play ColecoVision. Couldn't imagine having to like crater my real ColecoVision around anywhere with the power bar and having the coax cable and all that stuff and hoping to find a TV that it'll actually hook up to. This isn't bad. I mean, yeah, I'm playing like crap, But, you know, this is not my intention to play really well here. I just want to show off some of the games. Let's go to another classic ColecoVision game, Zaxxon. I think that this game was one of the ones I really remember playing on my friend's ColecoVision. And I used to play it on my Commodore 64 all the time, so playing it on the ColecoVision was kind of neat. I never had it for the Intellivision. I don't think I do. No, I don't. I definitely don't have it for the ColecoVision or for the Intellivision. I have it for the Atari 2600, and it is not the same. And I just got my ass handed to me. That is fun. Okay. But yeah, it's definitely easier to play on this controller. Like, I know with the original controller, you start getting that hand cramp using that disc. The disc controller. This is actually pretty decent. I don't know why that video thing keeps popping up here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I could totally get into this one. Maybe this time I can actually complete the game. I know I've tried with the with my real one, but this game does get a little tricky when you start getting into those later levels. Anyways, let's just take one more gander here. What we got? Sammy Lightfoot. Jeez, I had that for the Commodore 64. And that's another thing. I've never realized, like, some of these games were on the ColecoVision. I'm kind of impressed. And that's the thing, though. I grew up with the Intellivision. I grew up with the Commodore 64, so I got used to the games being on those systems. So I didn't know that Sammy Lightfoot was actually a ColecoVision game. That's pretty cool. How do you start it, though? Just wait a minute. Oh, one. Alright. That's different. Oh, looks the same though. Yeah, just like I remember it on the Commodore. This is kind of a funky game. I don't know where they came up with the concept for this. I don't even know if it's an arcade port. I don't know anything about this game actually. But I remember having a lot of fun with it. So this is cool now that I can actually play this on a ColecoVision. Again, I'm not really trying my hardest here, but such a weird character. And his hair flings on, I don't know. But yeah, so, I mean, in my opinion, I think that this was worth the pickup. It looks nice, it plays like the real thing, it looks good, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great addition to the Man Cave. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. Subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Flashback. Let me know if you have any of them, or if you think I should be hunting down the Intellivision one or the Atari ones. And maybe when the Nintendo one comes out, we'll think about picking that one up too. Anyways, talk to you later, Ian. Bye-bye.